Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Butter What Show. Today, we're going to be talking about some macro pad keyboard things. We're going to talk about the new Pi-KVM Hat Kickstarter, and we're going to be doing a giveaway. And if you're here before the giveaway has been given away, we'll be telling you about it somewhere in the middle of the episode. We don't know. We don't know what we're doing. Do we?
Not particularly.
No.
Who are you?
Who am I? Oh my gosh, I didn't tell us who we are. I'm your host, Pat Regan, and this is our other host, Brian Moses. The first thing I want to sneak in here, just because it's fun, it's completely useless. Brian, have you seen the big F keyboard?
I have, and I don't think this is useless at all. I would like a very big F key a lot of the time.
Look at that thing.
It's ginormous.
It really works. He's got a little Arduino in there that acts like a keyboard, and it's programmed to be an F. It's RGB.
Yep, it's RGB. It's huge. F.
And it is modeled after. It is a cherry switch. It's a red cherry switch. He took the. If you watch the entire YouTube video, we'll put a link in the description. It says, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's Jared for sure. Geisen?
Our apologies to Jared for mispronouncing his last name.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I wonder if he tells us at the beginning of his video. I know I watched it, but I don't remember him introducing himself. It's fantastic.
It's an awesome project.
I would enjoy hitting that key. But what we're really here to talk about is our friend Jeremy Cook's macro pad that you could buy on...
Jeremy Cook, where do I know him from?
You know him from... he is the co-host of the Creativity Podcast that him and I do about once a month.
Is that where art and engineering collide?
It is absolutely where art and engineering collide. And I have a cheater one here, Tubby. This is the new version with 3 more buttons on it.
Well, that's exciting.
But that's not the one I'm going to be giving away.
Well, tell us a little bit about it.
All right. I could do that. It has...
Why would you want a macro pad?
Why on earth would you want a macro pad? A lot of people use them... They're like a Stream Deck, and I know you have a real Stream Deck. What is the Stream Deck, Tubby?
It's like the Stream Deck it's like a little extra keyboard. It's on top of your other keyboard. You can do a lot of things with it, but really what you do is you set up keyboard macros and you map them to a button, and you can do things. People who like to do things like this, a live stream, people who do video editing, who do Photoshop, they have...
Jeremy uses his knob on his for, forward and back by 1 frame in the video editor.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And I've been meaning to do the same thing. And people use it when you're... I thought I was really going to need a macro pad because when we started streaming and we were using OBS, we'd be able to flip back and forth from your camera to my camera to combined cameras. But then we started using Riverside.FM for all our interviews. And there's no keyboard stuff going on in here. It just... does its thing, and we edit it at the end. But I've been using mine. You can't see it because it's plugged in, but it controls my favorite thing it does is it controls my podcast lighting.
Awesome.
There's more lights.
I don't think I've seen a demo of that yet.
And we'll go back to regular here. Now, it used to be... Come on. There it goes. It's a little... The cloud-free switches turn these on fast. But these newer video lights take a while to warm up and start.
You're using a cloud-free switch for the newer light for your podcast lighting?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Now the new lights have a remote. I haven't built anything
you haven't
to
reverse engineered those yet?
No, but we're getting there. But I was using 3 or 4 buttons for, normal lighting, podcast lighting, workbench lighting. But I've put those all on 1 button. So 1 tap is normal, 2 taps for podcast, 3 taps for the workbench, and 4 taps I think is just light everything up. So now I have all these extra buttons now that I only remapped these a few days ago, so now I don't know what to do with the...
Anytime you have more buttons, you'll find something to do with them.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely, for sure. But I put this one together. Jeremy sent me an extra PCB. I CNC'd out a piece of carbon fiber to mount it on. And this one's fully assembled with cherry blue switches. They're knockoff switches. They're cheap switches. Don't tell anyone. And this is all programmed with Jeremy's code. You can see it in the video there. It's better than me holding this up, but it's basically what Jeremy's got there. He has 4 RGB LEDs on here. And I don't know what they're set up to do out of the factory. I'm sorry. We're going to give this one away, Brian.
Yeah? How's that going to work?
Publish this video on Monday. You just have to leave a comment on this video. And I think you have to be subscribed to the channel for a chance to win. And we'll, 2 weeks later, a week or 2 later, we'll put it in the description.
That sounds good. Do we want to put any restrictions around international shipping?
I do, because I don't know how to do
away,
international shipping, Tubby. The last time I did it, it was very difficult. And I don't want to do it again.
And expensive.
It's expensive, and they made me fill out a customs form.
Yeah,
and they have a drop-down box for, like, what is it? There's no macro pad.
There's no macro pad in the drop-down box.
So I don't know. So I'm sorry, but for this giveaway, it's United States only. Maybe Canada. If you're in Canada, give it a try, and I'll let you know if we'll make it happen. Maybe, probably. But that's the rules. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment on the video. You don't even have to say something nice. You just have to say you want to be in the contest.
That's a good plan. But we'd love to hear the ideas, things that people would put it to use for.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for ideas on what I should be doing with mine. I mean,
Absolutely.
I showed it to you last time. The only thing I've done with my Stream Deck is put my face on it.
These are just regular keys, keyboard keys. The Stream Deck has little OLED displays on each key, so you can make them say whatever you want. But Jeremy's macro pad is awesome. You can get, it's a do-it-yourself project, though. You can get the PCB for the macro pad by itself. He has kits with a bundle of switches, with the knobs. But he does solder on the LEDs for you, because that's challenging.
That is difficult.
But I think it's only about $8 or so for just the PCB if you want to make your own from spare parts that you have, up to, I don't know what it ends up being, around $50 if you get everything. You know, an aluminum knob, 5 keys, 5 keycaps, the Arduino, the bottom plate, everything you would need is around, I think it's around $50.
It's a good value.
It really is. At $50, you might also get that little display that I don't have on this one, that Jeremy's right now about to solder on there.
And he sells these on his Tindy store, right?
Yep, on his Tindy store, and we'll have a link, and it'll be up here the whole time that we've been talking, for sure. And we're going to shift gears a little bit away from the macro pads, because this is somewhat relevant. What have we got here, Brian?
This is the Kickstarter for the Pi-KVM. We talk about...
What is the Pi-KVM?
The Pi-KVM is a keyboard video mouse switch that you can access over an IP network. So basically, using another computer and your web browser, you pull up a web interface hosted by that Pi-KVM that's plugged into a different computer, and you would be just like you were sitting at that computer and working there. They just opened up a Kickstarter here in the last week or two, maybe?
It's 16 days to go, so I'm going to say it was about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
It's probably running for a month, it looks like.
This is for the hat, so all the hardware that does the...
So a hat is a board that goes on top of a Raspberry Pi.
Yep. It sits on top of the Raspberry Pi.
Since I have this here, I'm going to hold it up. I just have a plain old Raspberry Pi and a little HDMI dongle is my Pi-KVM.
Yep.
I don't have the hat. And you don't have to buy the hat. You can, though.
You don't have to buy the hat.
It would be nice if you did. They're doing a good job with the hat. The hat is an upgrade.
The hat's a big upgrade. I got you one for Christmas.
Not the hat.
And in building, not the hat, just all the hardware that you needed to build that little kit. I had enough fun with that I went and bought like 2 for me. And then, I thought it was a neat enough project that I became a patron of the developer behind it. And as a patron, I got a chance to pre-order from the very first batch. So I've got one here. It's plugged in, or else I'd grab it and show it off again. It's a really neat little project, and I want to see them be successful.
Me too, and they're doing a good job here. Their goal was $45,000. They're at $422,000 right now. That's up $2,000 since I looked at this before the live stream. So they're doing a pretty good job.
They've got nearly 10 times the funding that they hope to get.
Yep, and they're only halfway done. Usually there's a stretch at the end of these Kickstarters where you get another boost.
Where you get another big spike.
But I know we say this every time, and it really does bear repeating. The Pi-KVM is cool because if you're building a little server for your home, you usually wind up, if you want this sort of thing built onto the motherboard, you can't buy a $150 motherboard. You end up buying like a $450
Five,
motherboard.
6, yeah,
Yeah,
you
or
wind
more.
up-
And then when that hardware is no good anymore, when you need to upgrade and you take that motherboard out, your KVM goes with it and you have to buy
With it.
another one.
Yep.
But with this, you could, even if you bought the hat, $145 for one hat, and a Raspberry Pi is about $40-50.
Yeah.
So you could buy a $100 motherboard and a $200 Pi-KVM, and then you will have the Pi-KVM forever.
Yep. And the money that you would save on buying a server grade motherboard, the hat and the Pi pay for itself right out of the box.
Yeah, and you could be sneaky. You could borrow it from your server when you need to troubleshoot something
Yep.
remotely. I have Tailscale installed on mine, and that's a VPN, and so I can hit my Pi-KVM from anywhere. As long as it has an internet connection, I can connect to it. Fly to my parents' house, plug it into their laptop, and leave, and I could access their computer, their BIOS, anything I would need to. And I think that's really cool.
We talk about it all the time, but you know, in your laptop bag, you could just carry one of these around and use it.
I do that.
I know you do. I've got one. I think in the time that I've said you could just throw the Pi-KVM into your laptop bag and go wherever you needed to go, I don't think I've left the house with my laptop bag once since then. I guess that's one of the joys of being a remote worker these days.
What do you find folks out there in YouTube land think? Did Brian and I do a pretty good job today? If we did, you can let us know by hitting that like button down there. Or maybe you want to leave us a comment and let us know if we're doing a good job. And if we didn't do a good job, that's something you can leave in the comments too. You can tell us why we were wrong, what we did wrong, how stupid we are. You can tell everybody you don't like my haircut.
We live stream the recording of these episodes on the first Tuesday of every month, and we're inviting you to come join us. Make sure you subscribe to the Butter What channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future live streams and episodes.
You don't even have to wait until the next live stream. You can come and hang out with us in Discord and participate in our community over there. There's a link in the description. So if you want to check that out, you can definitely do that. For tuning in, and I hope we get to see you next time.